Okay, you know what you're here for, I know what I'm here for. Gonna make it very, very clear right now. This video, gonna be full of spoilers. Big twists and turns and all the drama that goes on. So once again, this is a spoiler video. If you don't want to be spoiled, click away now. If you're just wanting to know maybe some of my thoughts in a non-spoiler way for Buddy Daddies, go and check out this video here, which is my month in entertainment video on my thoughts on Buddy Daddies as a show. But it's spoiler free. This specifically is for all the spoilers. Alright, are we good? So I really can't believe that Snape killed Dumbledore. Buddy Daddies, let's get back to Buddy Daddies. Why do I always insist on making dumbass jokes in my videos? So, Buddy Daddies spoilers. Holy shit, I fucking loved this show. So I think the best place to start with this is episode fucking 10. Oh my god, this episode broke my heart into a million pieces, took a crap on it, and then decided to freaking do a little dance on it. Jesus Christ, Cho, did you have to do that to me? Seeing Miri run straight past Kazuki, straight to her mother, was heartbreaking during that episode. The look on his face, the look of almost betrayal on his face, just, oh my god. It's going to be difficult to contain my thoughts. It's going to be difficult to actually keep on track with this video already, I can tell, because this whole episode just broke me. I genuinely sat there for a while and was like, oh. Now, I knew that with all the drama with Miri's family and the fact that her real mother was still around and stuff, I knew that this had to come back into play at some point. I knew that there had to be some sort of drama. The only issue, though, is that I thought the drama was going to be related to the fact that Miri, her father, was killed by her buddy daddies. So I was actually quite shocked when they didn't go down that route and instead brought her mother back, but I think it made it much more effective. Although I will say I'm not really that big of a fan of the fact that none of that was ever addressed. It kind of just got brushed under the table for the rest of the show, and that felt a little bit weird to me. I mean, she didn't really know her father, sure, but such a big detail like that, never being talked about ever, just felt really weird to me. Anyway though, back to the episode 10. Just seeing the looks on Rei and Kazuki's faces, especially Kazuki, oh my god, the expressions, the look in his eyes during that episode, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna cry again. So the idea of taking Miri out on this blockbuster day where they both know that this is going to be their final day with her and that she's gonna be gone by the end of the day, and oh, it broke me. I mean, I'm glad that it was more of a case of that she was just going to live with her mum, and it wasn't a case of like, oh, Miri's going to die, or she's got an illness or something, and this is her final day, because that would have fucking destroyed me. When Kazuki hugs Miri, and you can see the pain in his eyes as he's talking to her, and telling her how much he cares about her. Oh, it just, oh my god, I genuinely feel like I'm gonna tear up in this video. It really, really got to me. I was like, holy shit, this show just went from silly haha comedy to holy fuck my heart very quickly. And then they were sat on the Ferris wheel, and then Kazuki and Rei are sat with Miri on the Ferris wheel, telling her how much they care about her, how much she has changed their lives. Oh my god, I love these boys. I love them so much. But then when it finally got to that point where they had to hand her over to her mother and say goodbye, and you can just see Kazuki, as Miri walks away, putting his hand out with his face, oh, his mouth, just the expression on his face, his lips trembling as he desperately wants to say don't go. You can just tell that he wants to tell her, please, don't leave, don't go, stay with me, please, I can't do this. You know, you could just tell he was thinking it. This episode really broke me, I'm not gonna lie. I felt depressed for like the next couple of days trying to get over this, knowing as well that I had to wait another week to see how things were gonna play out. If this had been the end of the season, I would have fucking screamed with frustration. I would have been like, how dare you? Because I would have had to potentially wait to see how things were gonna end. But knowing that there was 2 more episodes left immediately calmed me down. I started to think more about it and realised they're more likely going to get these buddy daddies back with Miri, and I was like, oh thank god, that calmed me down and that soothed me, because I thought that's definitely where they're gonna go with this, and it seems I was right about that, so I'm happy about that. And oh my god, can we talk about the foreshadowing at the very start of the goddamn show when you see Kazuki finding the stray kitten out in the wild? tries to take it in, but is not able to keep it. So he ends up putting it back in the box, and he goes, oh, don't want you to catch a cold or whatever. Don't want you getting sick, kitty, and wraps a scarf around the cat. And then what does he do with Miri as she says goodbye? Says her name, and she's like, huh? And he quickly rushes over to her, doesn't know what to say, doesn't know how to get it out. So he just goes, okay, gets his scarf, wraps it around her and says, I don't want you to catch a cold. And off she goes. The foreshadowing was right there from the very goddamn start. And when I realised that, I was like, oh my god, that broke my heart even more. Like, are you fucking kidding me, Shaw? What are you doing to me? So then things start to wrap up with the show. They find out that Miri is in danger because of Ray's shithead father and the organisation. And I was actually really fearful for Ray during this because I didn't want him to become this heartless, potentially cruel, kind of villainous person. I didn't want him to have to become what his father wanted him to be. I wanted Ray to become more of the Ray that loves Miri, that loves eating ice cream, that loves playing Mario Kart, that loves being the kind of silly goofball that he can be. He was warming up to things, he was changing, he was maturing both mentally and emotionally, and I loved that about Ray. So I was very, very scared that something might happen to him in the final episode, but luckily that wasn't the case. He did end up getting a little bit wounded, as did Kazuki. When they went into that fucking building and just started shooting the place up just to have a talk with Ray's dad, I thought there is no fucking way that this asshole is gonna talk to Ray after all this. So I was actually kind of shocked that things went the way they did. I thought it was gonna be like, nah, fuck you, Ray, what the fuck are you playing at? But one detail that I really loved, and this is just my own personal interpretation of this scene, is I love the fact that at some point Ray's dad says to him, you need to get rid of any form of connection, you need to get rid of your heart essentially, you need to learn to not care. But then in the very last bit with his father, as Ray says, I'm done with the organisation, and walks away, what does Ray's dad do? He pulls a gun to him, and you can see his hand start to shake, and he puts the gun down. He has a moment of care, which shows that deep down, even if he is this kind of horrible person, he does still have a heart underneath it all. And that was kind of a detail that I didn't expect, but it was a nice detail to add in there. I really loved that. And then the fucking ending. They go to the Christmas party, Miri's being all adorable and shit, being like, Silent Night, Holy Night. They take a picture, it's lovely, and then fucking boosh! The show just fucking sucker punches you in the face with a time jump. Now they're living in maybe Okinawa or something. It looks kind of tropically, so I immediately thought of Okinawa. The fucking dads are now running a cool cafe where it's like the Buddy Cafe or some shit, and I'm like, holy shit, I want to eat there. And then I would like to also be served by them in nothing but aprons. What? Who's making lewd comment? And Miri is now like 15 or 16 or something, and I was not prepared for her to be grown up like this. I felt like a proud father in that moment. I was really emotional seeing this. It made me cry. I was like, what the actual fuck? But then another detail that I feel like I need to mention, because I mentioned it with her father earlier, is that Miri's mother died because of Kazuki and Ray, because they were looking after Miri. She died because of them. She was kind of like almost like an innocent bystander for the most part. I mean, she wasn't exactly innocent, she was kind of a shitty person, but she for the most part was innocent in all this, and she ended up dying because the organisation were trying to get to Kazuki and Ray. And I find it really bizarre that they just dropped that plot thread, and Miri's just like looking at her picture being like, yeah, I'm going to school, you proud of me, mum? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Or whatever. And off she goes. I was actually a little bit frustrated that that plot point was never brought up, which is kind of one of the reasons why, for me, the ending for the most part is satisfying, it's wholesome, it's lovely. Okay, but I do still feel like there's some threads of plot here and there that just kind of got dropped a little bit, and I kind of wish there was maybe a couple more episodes just to maybe at least get to that point. But I would have kind of at least liked maybe less of a, yeah, here's a Christmas and the ending of the show that quickly. It kind of shocked me as well. That's it, that's the end of the show, it's done, it's finished, there's no more. I was like, what? Why? I want season 2 like so badly. But anyways, I feel like this is going to get on a little bit too long if I keep rambling about things. So let me know what you think about buddy daddies in the comment section down below. Spoilers are completely allowed. This is a spoiler talk video after all. That's kind of what this video is for, so that I can get my thoughts out about the spoilers for the show, and so that if you want to talk about the spoilers or what you liked, what you disliked, or whatever, if you agree or disagree with anything I said, that's absolutely fine. We can have a civil discussion about it down in the comment section down below. But anyways, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo!